So that is live. We are green on YouTube. We are green on Twitch. We have alert 1, alert 2, and alert 3 is going out presently. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. I am Coach Ninja, sitting side by side with Coach Spectre, the coach of your Syracuse Orange, as we get ready to play the first user game of the season for both Spectre's Syracuse Orange and Cwac's Indiana Hoosiers. This is a user game that can be fraught with technical difficulties, so we're going to try and roll into this as quickly as we can. Thank you for bearing with us. Welcome to League 1, Week 2, Syracuse Orange and Indiana Hoosiers football. So the Hoosiers are away at Syracuse. I believe Syracuse plays in a dome. They are in upstate New York. Snow is an issue. And hopefully, knock on wood here, we have no further technical issues with our user games. As you can see, pretty even overall, the Hoosiers in the Orange, but the Orange having a significantly better offense and a slightly worse defense in the ratings.
We're indoors today at the Carrier Dome, and we're looking forward to bringing you a great match.
It is one of the most storied legacies in the history of college football.
I started my coaching career, I had a dream. And every decision that I made, that I will be the head football coach at Syracuse University. Undefeated, untied.
1959 national champions.
Syracuse has scored an undefeated season, and the team carries Ben Schwartzwalder off the field.
It's going to be the greatest victory that you kids have ever had.
Dozens of the most prolific and impactful players in the game. The first African American to win the Heisman Trophy. 6 members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 53 All-America selections.
We need to make this place the hardest place to play in the country. We need you. We need everyone. This is our state, our town, our team, and we gotta win. Now, go Orange!
Spanning more than 10 successful seasons and covering the country from California, Ohio, North Carolina, and Virginia, this is League 1 NCAA football.
Don't you let anyone steal history away from you.
Since 1889, this is Syracuse football.
All right, and looks like we are getting kicked off. So far, we've been doing well. Let's hope things keep rolling as we see Syracuse coming out in the orange and blue. They're starting up. Looks like a 3-man front. Fancy feet there from Dungy as he gets 7 yards on the quarterback keeper.
first down.
Shotgun here, single back. The ball to the drag route from Dungy. His first pass is wide.
They need about 3 yards to get the first down. Here on third down.
3rd and 3, we see a 3-man front. It's spread pretty wide, and 4 linebackers behind it spread out wide as well. This time the drag route is good. It gets 5 yards to Phillips. Leon, I know you were grabbing some stuff. Did you get to hear the awesome intro we put together or not? As the Orange now have 1st and 10 on their own 36.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 36.
We continue to see a 3-4 from Indiana. Strickland gets the ball and
they make the stop. The 30
gets 1 yard after being hit in the backfield and falling forwards. Yeah, we took an actual hype video from Syracuse as Tegray Scales narrowly misses the pick. It's going to now be 3rd and long for the Orange. Yeah, we took an actual hype video that Syracuse football uses and, did some stuff to it and laid in a new track for Coach Spectre there. And we were figuring out how that worked as we did it, so we were pretty proud we got that done on time, and it turned out as well as it did. Expect probably to see something for Navy next week.
Now it's 3rd and 9 coming up. Ball on their own 37. So an empty backfield with
5 wide receivers and therefore lots of defensive backs. Ooh. Way off target and very close to a pick because of it. But avoided, and it's 4th and 9 for the Orange.
Hits a low one there.
An excellent punt there. Goes out of bounds. Looks like at about the 12. Hey, I got this one right. But I was lucky it was bouncing. When it goes out of bounds without hitting the ground already, I'm always off by 5 yards. But that was an excellent punt in order to really give difficult field position to Indiana as they start. We see Indiana with shotgun set, halfback, and tight end on the same side to the right. 2 wide receivers on the left, 1 on the right, off your screen. The receiver gets 7 yards on slanty kind of thing. 2nd and 3 on the 19. Indiana this time hands off to Morgan Ellison. And they get 4 yards up the gut. Thank you, basehead. It was a last-minute thing, but we think it turned out well, as I said. As we see, it looks like Syracuse has been calling mostly a 3-3-5.
First and 10. Ball on their own 22.
Wide receiver motions from left to right. It's a screen. It's a screen for 2. Second and 8 on their own 25 for Indiana.
From their own 25-yard line. Second down. Gets to about the 27-yard line.
Ellison gets hit, but he's able to slide around his own offensive lineman to turn 1 yard into 3. Still third and difficult at 5 yards on the 27.
From their own 27-yard line. Third down.
Halfback weak side this time, no tight end.
Looking for his man. Incomplete. He throws it into coverage that time. They were very fortunate here for one.
I'm going to have to disagree. I think he threw that away, or threw it way off. One of the two, and Indiana, likewise, is going to be forced to punt. Unsurprising. Both coaches have new teams, new players, new rosters that we've imported as of for the rosters of 2017 football season, and new sliders and new playbooks. It's new across the board. So punts on the first 2 possessions of the game, not entirely surprising, as both coaches are still, getting into gear with both teams. A solid punt puts Syracuse on their 30. Indiana, not having as many first downs, didn't move the needle too much on field position, unlike Syracuse was able to before their punt. Overall, a defensive, and it's the first quarter. Everybody's still throwing a lot of jabs.
Every drive's important in a tie game. I look for both sides to come out with some urgency. They come out in a 5-wide set. Looks middle, got it back.
So, announcer called it a 5-wide set, but that was Strickland, the halfback, in the drag route. Now, he did a good job. He got 9 yards, 2 feet, and 10 inches. But definitely something where I think there was a little bit of deception there by having the halfback on the field, but putting him in a wide receiver position. I'm not sure exactly what formation that was. But it's something that Coach Spectre is known to do. And obviously, Strickland able to do a decent job of the short field wide receiver.
It's second down, and they're about the length to the
Yeah.
football from the first down marker.
One of the benefits, of course, of having what is called in the NFL a third down back. A third.
Hands off left, and he's brought down quick.
Tyrone Perkins, however, gets 0 yards and probably loses a little. It's now 3rd and 1 instead of 2nd and inches. But as I was saying, the third down back, great to have, and yeah, you can put him up on the line and use him as a wide receiver with a little bit of formation deceivery, which you really have to do, especially against another human being.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. 4-man front. And Dungy is wide again. 2 out of 6 for 15 yards so far. It is 4th and 1.
It's the offense that takes the field on 4th down.
On the 41-yard line, 4th and 1, we see Coach using one of his 4th downs, and it was the spin move there from Dungy that made that work. Dungy was well covered by the guy who was, Coach Spectre, known to run the option. Therefore, when people play him, they tend to key on the quarterback and let the line deal with the pitch man, the line deal with the read man, I should say. But great job with the spin move in order to get those yards.
46-yard line. It's 1st down.
As we see a shotgun big here, maybe a shotgun ace, I'm sorry. Again, Dungy keeps it. After the first tackle, he stumbles forward for really all of those 4 yards.
It's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at midfield, orange ball. Pierce catches it for 10 yards.
He looked pretty confident that time on the throw.
Tight end, he was set up behind, splitting the difference between the guard and the tackle on the right side there. It's a new formation from Spectre we haven't seen before, but really sort of seems like it splits the difference between two things that we know that the coach likes. He likes the shotgun. He likes the shotgun with options, and he likes he likes a good up-the-gut run, as he has not been able to do for really any of the seasons that we've been broadcasting, because he was at Washington State. But prior to that, he was an I-normal coach, run up the gut 3 yards in a cloud of dust. So it seems like a similar formation, doing a little bit of old stuff and a little bit of new stuff.
Let's see what this backup can do at quarterback.
So we now see Mahoney after the injury. Mahoney throws it to Phillips on the fly. Phillips slips the first tackler and gets pushed out of bounds after 17 yards. A fantastic play on the run. You really saw him pirouetting or going really off balance there for Mahoney in order to make that pass. I wouldn't be surprised if he landed on his back off screen because of that torque. I like that word, torque. It's fun to say. 4-yard line, left hash, 5 wide, 3-man front. Mahoney scrambles and throws it way wide out of bounds. Wide open receiver. Mahoney just off target. If and when Mahoney is a starter, you can believe it, I'm going to have some sound effects from Police Academy.
It's the ninth play of the drive. He scrambled.
This time Mahoney scrambles out and hits Strickland for 14 yards. Strickland on the angle route. Now 1st and goal from the 10. 50 seconds left to go in the first. The Orange trying to make sure that they score before the end of the quarter. Or not, you know. They have plenty of time, plenty of downs. What do I know? I'm not actually playing this game. I'm just giving you the play-by-play.
First down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line.
We're seeing a 4-3 here now from Indiana. This time Strickland keeps the ball on the option, and he realizes that he's getting nothing following his blocker, so he takes a drastic angle, gets to 2nd and goal from the 4, so that's a 6-yard gain.
So at the end of one quarter, still no score.
And that's the end of the first. No score, 2 punts, and a methodical drive from the Orange.
Welcome back here. We resume action now here in the second quarter.
We're seeing a goal line defense versus a 5 wide.
He's hit and taken down.
Strickland gets 3. The coverage was good enough, and frankly, there was a lot of pressure because there was a lot more guys up on that line of scrimmage than on the defense than the offense. But it is now 3rd and 1 to the goal line.
Here's the 12th play of the drive. Defense in their short yardage package.
Somebody please fucking hit somebody on target.
I'm sorry for asking you that. It probably threw you off.
What the fuck is going on? God damn it.
And make a play on the football in front of you. It's just another example of a defensive back, in this case a safety, just having really good instinct to be able to come up and know when to come up to knock that ball away.
Not really, Kurt. It was off target. The safety got hit in the chest. Mahoney's only been in for a few plays. Still cold. It was off target. It happens.
The guys are shuffling in and out.
Looks like Coach is going to go for it. 2nd, 4th down he's going for on this drive. And again, it's good. This time the drag route is there. Mahoney hits it on target. It cost Syracuse 2 of their 12 fourth downs that they have for the entire regular season. But it gets them 7 points, and the first points in this user game between the Orange and the Hoosiers. Not insignificant. Not at all. Now we'll see if Indiana can respond.
Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays. Brought down after a nice run up the middle. Ellison gains about 4 yards on the play.
4-yard run out of the shotgun for Indiana.
From their own 29-yard line. It's second down.
Four down lineman from the Orange. And pressure, but no sack as the Hoosier gets the ball away. Now 3rd and 6 for the Hoosiers on their own 29. Five wide here from the Hoosiers. 4 down lineman. Looks like a dime.
Anytime a quarterback makes a throw like this, the best thing a wide receiver can do is come over to the quarterback and pat him on the back and tell him to shake it off and let's make the next play a better play. The worst thing you can do is put your arms up in the air as if you're blaming the quarterback. Come over, tell him it's all right, and you move on.
Another punt here from Indiana as we see 6 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the second.
He hits a low one there.
Ishmael with an excellent punt return so far. There is a penalty.
He might have a chance. He returns it all the way to score. Don't get too excited at home, folks, because I think this one is coming back. Here it is.
Indeed, a clipping penalty on the Orange. It comes back to their own 28. A big penalty, but clipping is not insignificant. And I'll be honest, I did forget to make a Call Me Ishmael soundtrack. We would have done that if we hadn't made the Syracuse intro. But we made our choice.
From their own 28-yard line. It's first down. Syracuse is up by a touchdown.
Dungy back in the game, keeps the ball in the triple option, and gets pretty well stuffed, loses 2 yards.
Boy, what great play recognition by this linebacker. He saw the run was coming, and he just shot through the gap and made a great tackle.
Second and 12 here as the clock is live. 6 minutes. Shotgun ace. Ishmael in motion. Dungy keeps the ball, goes up the gut.
And they make the stop around the 47-yard
Gets stumbled by his own guy, but gets good yardage.
He's on the run. Slides down. 5, maybe 6 yards there on the scramble. Second down now. They need about 4 yards to pick up the first. Syracuse.
Orange now in enemy territory. Motion Ishmael into the backfield and to the left.
He's scrambling.
Dungy scrambles. Gets first down and tackled out of bounds. First and 10 from the Indiana 38.
First down.
Shotgun halfback weak. And the Strickland takes a catch out of the backfield for 8 yards.
It's second down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks.
Ishmael takes the handoff up the gut. Gets about 5. And a first down. First and 10 on the 24 for the Orange.
From the 24-yard line. First down. Syracuse is up 7. He's going to try and scramble. Under pressure. He's tackled around the 22-yard line. He scrambled and picked up
Dungy
4 yards.
dodges the first tackler, but gets pushed back a couple of yards and only gets 2nd and 8 on that scramble. A 2nd and 8 from the 22, under 3 minutes.
Here's the 8th play of
5 wide receivers. Dungey scrambles. He's breaking some defense, but can't get outside of the coverage. 3rd and 8. Sure, that's something we've noticed in general, is that there's a lot bigger audience for NCAA in general. During college football season, during NFL season, just in general. During football season, there's a bigger audience. But we're glad you're with us tonight. It's something we play year-round because, we do 1 week to 1 week. So to keep going, we gotta do it year-round. It's a lot of fun, and it keeps us interested. Scramble from Dungey. And great hops there from the receiver, Riley, I believe, in order to go up and get that in good coverage. No, I appreciate that base head. It's it's not the same thing, and anybody who gives me stick about but you don't play, you just want to watch. No, that's bullshit. Watching a game is fun. So, more power to you. Whether it's Fortnite or this, as Mahoney in the backfield takes a sack, makes it 2nd and 16. The clock is moving with the clock has been stopped by an Indiana timeout at 1 minute 11. 17 yards to pay dirt, 16 yards to first down for the Orange.
They find themselves in a hole here after that sack. It's 2nd and long.
Dungey back in the game. Strickland out of the backfield. Gets 10 yards, making it 3rd and 7 from the 8. And Indiana burns another timeout to stop the clock at 1:05. Shotgun normal. Ishmael comes across in the slant. Gets a touchdown.
When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Great quick hitting play there from the Orange. Did a really good job to cause Indiana to burn 2 timeouts. They're now getting the ball back. They're going to get probably about 58 seconds. It's a good return, though. 57 seconds. Face mask is going to help Indiana. They're on their own 42 with 1 timeout. Indiana with the ball, 5 wide receivers, 1 timeout, 57 seconds, down by 14. Pass to Dowells, gets tackled, but it is a first down for Indiana, and they hurry up.
Seems well composed, very sure of himself on that play.
He scrambled. Throws it to his tight end, but he drops it.
Throws to the tight end on the slant, but he can't hold on to it when the defender gets an arm in and spins around. The clock does stop on the incompletion at 48 seconds. Can you imagine how different football would be if incompletions didn't stop the clock? Northwestern territory, even.
From the 47-yard line, it's second down. And they've got all their DBs in there to match up against the 5-wide set. And he's hit immediately. That play was going nowhere.
Indiana gets 4 yards, but 4 yards isn't enough for the first down. 3rd and 6 from the 44, 43 seconds. I believe they spent their last time out in order to stop the clock here. Syracuse doing a good job of forcing them to go short and not get the first down on the last couple of plays.
Third down now, and they need to get it down to the 37. Quarterback all by himself in the backfield with 5 wideouts. Gets it off as he's hit, complete. Brought down, right around the 30.
Indiana gets
They'll line up with 5.
12, 13 yards, and hurries up.
Down he goes at about the 19-yard line.
And an incredible reception despite close
Use their first time out of the half.
close coverage forces Syracuse to use their first timeout.
From the 19-yard line, it's first down. And they're going to put 6 DBs on the field to counter that 5-receiver look. That was a nice play.
The deflection is important, and as is the pressure there for Syracuse to keep it 2nd and 10.
Second down, 10 yards to go. All on the 19-yard line. Now he tries to buy some time. Just throws this one away. The defense
Can't get outside of the defense, throws it away. It's 3rd and 10 from the 19 with the clock stopped at 23 seconds. Indiana trying to get on the board before halftime.
This is the 8th play of this drive. 5 wide. Tackle made right around the
An incredible catch right in front of the goal line. First and goal, 20 seconds for Indiana as they hurry up. They have no timeouts.
5 wide receivers. And he tackles him hard at the 2-yard line.
And they make the reception, but they lose yardage there. First and goal from the 3. Spike the ball to stop the clock with 5 seconds left.
Here's the 11th play of the drive. This defense not wanting to give an inch here. Across the middle, caught for the touchdown. The halfback showed his hand.
Halfback gets the reception with short time on the clock, exploiting the coverage of the goal line defense. It's now 7-14. Syracuse leads. We're going to see a quick kickoff, but we've only got 3 seconds before the half.
With only a few ticks left on the clock before halftime, I would expect they'll just squib kick this one.
And it is indeed a squib. Byrne catches it and dives to the ground. Has 1 second to see if he can do anything.
Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays. Syracuse is up by a touchdown. And he's level.
And Dungy gets sacked
We've got a close one.
right before the half. We are going to take a 3-minute halftime. Yes, 3 minutes from 10:02. This is for biology and refreshments. We will be back at 10:05 for the second half of the Indiana Hoosiers at the Syracuse Orange.
All right, Reese, David, thanks, guys. Just about set to start the third quarter.
The third quarter, as I just realized I had set super mute, and most of that wasn't heard. As I was saying when I was muted, Coach Cwac, the coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, just passed in Season 11 the century mark of 100 wins, and our utmost applause to him for doing so, especially after a number of difficult seasons at teams that were really sort of mismatched to his playstyle.
There's still plenty of time to keep running their offense as usual here.
Indiana down by 7. Starts the third quarter. They're in a shotgun. Halfback is on the left, but 5 wide receivers. And with a heavy blitz from the Orange, they lose 3 yards on the halfback run. But they elect to hurry up anyway. It's 4 wide receivers and a halfback on the weak side. The pass goes to the drag. He gets 5 yards. It's continuing to hurry up from the Hoosiers. It's 3rd and 5. An incredible slant route there. The wide receiver eventually gets shoestring tackled after 40-something yards, now on the 26 of Syracuse in scoring territory, 1st and 10 for the Hoosiers. A fantastic play into a gap in the defense.
Now it's 1st and 10 after the big pass play. He gets out to about the 14-yard line.
A great run there from the Hoosiers. That was a shotgun split. They put the tight end on the short side of the field and ran behind him for 10. 1st and 10 from the 14.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 14-yard line. They bring him down around the 12-yard line.
The run-up they got out of the shotgun this time only gets 2 yards. It is now 2nd and 8 from the 12 for the Hoosiers.
Second and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 12-yard line.
Shotgun split, tight end right. Three down linemen shifted to the right. And a lot of pressure coming from that right side. Splits the gaps and get a sack. It's going to be 3rd and 17 from the 21.
Miscommunication up front with the offensive line and a quarterback not recognizing
Good to have you, Tristan. Thank you for saying so. It is, of course, just week 2 of the 12th season of League 1, so we're glad that you're here. We're just getting into the season. The first couple of weeks, you'll understand, a lot of buys, a lot of user games. The schedule isn't the same as when we're deep in the season, have double headers every week, so we're glad you're catching as you catch can. And, hopefully this is an exciting game as Syracuse is third and long to points. And an orange defender, number 7, gets in there, hands-on, making sure that the reception isn't made.
They'll line it up for the field goal. Kicks up, and it's through the uprights.
Arizona, I will say, probably one of the 3 favorite teams of Coach Spectre, the current coach of Syracuse. His other 2 teams in his top 3, of course, being Syracuse and Marshall. But Arizona, a good team with what I will say is at least from my games playing them, a weird defense. I never like it when Arizona comes across on my schedule on defense because them and Michigan State, they just play differently, and you're not used to seeing it, and you just don't know. But no. So Coach Spectre, who was the coach of the Washington State Cougars, I need to see that again because I'm not sure he got his feet in. But we'll see. That was an incredible play, a play that Coach Spectre could have expected. A play that Coach Spectre could have expected from the Washington State Cougars, but no, Coach Spectre, who was of the Washington State Cougars, is now the Syracuse Orange. We did a reset. We reset to new sliders, to new rosters. These are the actual rosters and names of everybody who played in the NCAA in 2017. And Coach Spectre, the coach of your Washington State Cougars, has a new job as the coach of the Syracuse Orange. So that's what he's doing now. He's gone from the Cougars to the Orange as he gets sacked in the backfield. It's going to be 2nd and 13. Yeah, it solved a number of problems for us. We were getting glitches. I, myself, I'm Coach Ninja. I'm not playing this game, as you may recall. I'm only giving you the play-by-play, but I was at Penn State, and my defensive coordinator was bugged and couldn't earn perks or experience. We had a number of bugs like that. So it was an opportunity for us to say, let's solve these problems, put people at new teams with all the lessons they've learned, and see what happens. So, yeah, Coach Spectre is now the coach of your Syracuse Orange as he throws it deep to Riley for the touchdown.
By the power of Grayskull. Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat.
An incredibly broken play there for the sideline receiver. Nobody was covering him. Dungy had the time out in space to stop and throw and get it accurate, and that was a bomb there of a touchdown. Yes, actually, we did update the conferences as well. So we now have, I don't have it written down in front of me. We now have Appalachian State, Coastal Carolina, UNC Charlotte and Georgia Southern as well as part of our conferences. We lost, I don't remember who we lost besides Idaho. We lost Idaho, New Mexico State, BYU, and I don't remember. And UMass. So yes, we updated conferences, we updated rosters, we updated coaches. They're all sort of part of the package that we just, there's a great community online for this game that we just went out and said, what are your best practices? What are the best stuff that you've got? And we took that roster and we took those sliders and we took those teams, and that's what we're playing with because it's the best that's out there. And we know that people have done a lot of work to make that really, really good. As Indiana now comes in, 1st and 10, running the ball, down by 11, 3 minutes and 14 in the third. But yes, this also means that we've got teams in their contemporary conferences. We've got the Big 12 at 12 teams so that they have a conference championship game because the game does not allow for a conference championship game at 10. We added UCF and Houston to the Big 12. But yeah, so we've done a lot of updating in order to make it, accurate and modern, contemporary. As that's a great pass on into the flat there for Houston to then fall forward across the first down marker. What is up, Jermaine? It is week 2 of season 12 of season 1. You're watching a user game between 2 of our 7 teams, Syracuse Orange versus the Indiana Hoosiers. No, this is a non-conference game. This is week 2, non-conference. But one of the things that we do is, in order to make things difficult, 6 out of our 7 users, pretty much everybody. We try to have everybody play 3 user games every season in order for difficulty. So I'm actually Coach Ninja. This is not my team. I'm only giving you the play-by-play. Coach Spectre is playing his game because we've got 7 coaches. 2 of us stream on Twitch. It's a lot more difficult to stream and play, so we don't make us do that in order to, try and win. However, if I can pull up our long-term stats, if you give me just a second, I've got these down. I've got a records page. It's really awesome. I just can't remember exactly what Coach Spectre's record is year in, year out. But, if I can bullshit for enough seconds, I can see that, he is, Coach Spectre, by far the best overall record of all of us, is at 144-8. He's the coach of your Syracuse Orange. I myself, that you can hear right now, I'm Coach Ninja. I'm currently the coach of Navy. I'm 127-25. Coach Cwac is the coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, and in the last season, he actually just passed the century mark. He's 101-44. And that's the coach of Indiana.
Let's see if any adjustments are made before their backs are really against the wall.
So you're seeing a matchup here between 2 of our 3 century mark coaches. Backwards compatible, like you mean playing on an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4? I don't believe so. We're playing on an Xbox 360. I don't believe it's backwards compatible. There are issues with the digital sale of this game because of the lawsuits. At this point, you cannot buy NCAA 14 digitally. You can only buy physical copies that then only work in a an Xbox 360, as we see an incredible run up the gut out of the shotgun halfback week, I believe, for the Hoosiers. Really just great blocking on the line. Yeah, a gap there on the defense, a incredible set of blocking from the offense, and it brings Indiana into 1st and 10 from the 22, scoring distance. Yeah, as I said, I don't believe you can play it on the Xbox One, Jermaine. I wish you could. I love the Xbox One. I love I actually like the controller a lot better, but not currently. And thank you for the host, Jermaine. Shotgun halfback week. This time the wide receiver is coming over in a slant. Number 25. Can't remember his name. And it's so early in the season I don't know anyone's names yet. But that's a great reception. It puts them on the 9 for 1st and goal. Indiana trying to make sure that they can keep the game close before getting into the 4th quarter. We're looking at 4 down linemen. And a linebacker comes in to make sure that the tailback gets tackled in the backfield there. It's going to remain 2nd and goal, but that's a loss of yardage. It's going to be on the 11. I agree with you on that score, Jermaine. I really do appreciate how much backwards compatibility is coming through on the Xbox. But right now, we're entering the 4th quarter. It's crunch time. It is, in the words of Sir Alex Ferguson, squeaky bum time. As Indiana has 11 yards to pay dirt, they're down by 11. Shotgun halfback weak. Scramble to the left. There's a little bit of space. Oh, but he goes for the run and gets stuffed. Loses 2 yards, 3rd and goal from the 13. It is 3rd down. It just took a second to update.
There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. Now he tries to buy some time.
And a tremendous amount of space for the scramble. Oh, but the shoestring on the leg stops him short. A great defensive play there from the incoming defender. Makes it 4th and goal from the 1. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, no. No, we use Hell's Bells for the 4th quarter intro. So we've got other stuff for 3rd down. Actually, here I'll show you. This is our 3rd down music. But no, we use Hell's Bells is 4th quarter. The Imperial March is 3rd down. Excellent coverage forces the turnover on the 1 yard line. An aggressive move. Yeah, I'm not sure that was a brilliant idea myself. But it's worth noting that in our league, you get 12 fourth downs in the entire season. Now, as we see the backup, Mahoney, which is an indication that the starter for Syracuse is still out. Yeah, but every team in League 1, you get 12 fourth down attempts per season, per regular season. This is in order to force coaches to think in 3 downs, to use 3 downs, and not use 4. So obviously a use of 1 there for Indiana. Syracuse had to use 2 in order to get their first points of the game, arguably very important in order to get the momentum that they needed in order to maintain this lead. But it is something that we intentionally make scarce, intentionally restrict, in order to maintain overall balance, because frankly, it's not something that the AI can handle. The AI cannot handle you thinking in 4 downs. So we now see Dungy in the backfield, throws it up for the reception, who gets more yards after the catch despite being touched in order to turn it into first down. Syracuse a bit more out of danger territory. They're only on their own 11. They shouldn't be in their own end zone. As they're now 1st and 10, 5:30 in the 4th. Clock is moving.
From their own 11-yard line, first down. I don't think we'll have time to get this play off.
Shotgun normal, halfback weak. Dungy gets the ball out of bounds. Doesn't like what he sees, good coverage, and throws it out of bounds.
Second down.
Shotgun ace, motion from Ishmael. Dungy takes it up the gut. Gets 16 yards.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on their own 28. They'll need to hurry to get this.
We see Dungy in an eye.
He
Scrambles. Makes it past the first tackler. Gets to 2nd and 1. 9 yards before getting pushed out of bounds.
He waited and found no one open, so instead of throwing it away, he just took it upfield for himself.
Spending plenty of time and getting to every coach's favorite down and distance. 2nd and short. And you know what? Now we know how to make a soundtrack of this. We can do that next time.
Situation here. It's 2nd down and 1. You have to watch the play clock here.
Strickland, the halfback, up on the line, making the catch. Another first down and plenty of time off the clock for Syracuse. You gotta believe they're watching that clock.
From their own 44-yard line, it's first down.
Strickland this time on the angle route, coming out of the backfield. So, as I said, I'm not impartial, but I am a relatively third-party observer. Looking at Syracuse, Syracuse is in the ACC. They're going to have a lot of uphill battles against teams like Florida State, Clemson, that are going to be really difficult. If by that time Coach Spectre can learn what he has and what he doesn't have, I think he's got a really good shot. I think he's at least going to have a winning record. There's an outside shot at sneaking into the ACC championship. That's sort of how I want to characterize it. Like, it's an outside shot at sneaking in by having the right wins and the right losses, because I do think there are going to be losses, and I do think there are going to be wins, but it's going to be a matter of winning to the people that then win against the other teams. So I'm thinking maybe like a like an 8-4 regular season. That if the stars align, that's a chance at winning. But you're right. Clemson could just be the game that says, nope, you're not gonna get it. That just might be the reality. So who knows? It's interesting because Syracuse and UCF are two teams in the league that are in major conferences. Oh, sorry, and Indiana. Syracuse, UCF, and Indiana. Because UCF is in the Big 12 now. Indiana in the Big 10, UCF in the Big 12, and Syracuse in the ACC. Whereas we've got four other coaches that are in mid-major or minor conferences of the Division I. So it's difficult to say, but I do think that Clemson's going to be difficult when the Orange get to Clemson. Obviously, they had a great season in 2017. This is the roster from 2017. It's going to be, and it also means that Louisville has Lamar Jackson at quarterback. And as a Patriots fan, I'm like, why didn't you take Lamar Jackson? I like Lamar Jackson for a lot of reasons, but whatever. Not the point of this broadcast. So we'll see. It could be very good. We've known, if you want to go back and look at previous seasons, there's only some of that on Twitch because they restrict our VODs. But we've seen Coach Spectre punch above his weight with Washington State for a long time before that. Yeah, UCF is in the Big 12. We wanted to make the Big 12 have a conference championship game because in our previous seasons we realized that makes a really, really big difference in bowl rankings. So it was very important to get the Big 12 to 12 teams in order to have that. And we wanted to give the teams that were moving the best chance of doing that and also be reasonably realistic. So we picked UCF and we picked Houston. Now, UCF is in the Big 12. That's the roster that went undefeated. I played them last week as Navy and got pretty well fucked. But that is a 99-yard drive there from your Syracuse Orange. It burns a hell of a lot of time off the clock. There's 1 minute and 18 left. Down by 18 points. But you're right. I mean, UCF, they're going to have an impressive season to do in the Big 12 what they did in the American in real life. And in fact, I can tell you that in Week 2, they lost their game to NC State in a non-conference game. 52-44. But having played, I'm the coach of Navy, having played UCF in Week 1 as one of my user games, UCF is good. And the the coach, the user who is the coach of UCF, was at Kansas last year and beat both Coach Spectre, who's now at Syracuse, and myself, Coach Ninja, who's now at Navy. Now, Indiana down by 18 on their own 17-yard line, 2 timeouts in a minute and 15. 5 wide receivers. A lob, really, to the wide receiver coming over the middle, and he catches it in a basket despite tight coverage. Really just dropped right into the right place. 3 wide receivers on the left, 2 on the right. And a diving catch again for first down. The last 2 plays, impressive performances from the wide receivers to be in the right place for the pass.
He's scrambling. He heaves it deep. Oh, he had a shot at the pick. The defense really missed him.
The quarterback throws it short, and the defender cannot keep the pick there. 2nd and 10, stopped clock, 59 seconds, down by 18. So, I think this is the only game that they'll be commenting on this week. We only have one game. Usually it is we broadcast the games of Coach Spectre, Syracuse, and Coach Ninja, Navy. But Navy has a bye this week, so this is going to be the only game you're getting, unfortunately. This time, though, Syracuse is there for the pick. They jump up, they get it, and they get the 6.
Under a minute left.
The blown they play there for Indiana results in 7 points for Syracuse. Fair enough. I'll be honest, there's enough about Kirk Herbstreit and all that I actually really find annoying. For example, like the thing that they say at halftime about kickers, I hate with a passion. Kickers are a part of the game. Kicking is a strategic part of the game. Going for the 3. Kickers are people too, but also choosing to go for 3, doing the smart thing and saying, I can't get this 4th down, I'm going to kick for 3, I'm going to get points, I'm going to get momentum, I'm going to win the game by kicking a field goal at the last second from the 30-yard line. Like, don't give me that shit. As we now see a sack here, maybe 2nd sack of the game for for the Orange.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. Another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, we're gonna get to do. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
I will say, Jermaine, I think that's one of the things. Like, we started streaming because we wanted more people in the league to see our games, so that they could learn, particularly from Coach Spectre. But it's one of those things we like. We want to talk about what's going on. We want to be helpful. We want to explain what's going on as we see the last play, that last ditch pass of the game, as the Syracuse Orange win it 35-10, week 2 of season 12 of League 1. Thank you for joining us. We got a quick look here at the overall stats. 35-10, total offense 306 to 249. Much closer game than the score, especially if you look at the yards offense. Usually a high-powered scramble, high-powered run and option there from Coach Spectre. Not so much this game. Dungy rebounding from 2 for 6 to go to 16 for 21. He needed to get warmed up. He needed that, but a lot of good yards rushing, particularly from Dungy, and a lot of passes to Strickland out of the backfield. Overall, a well-rounded performance from Syracuse. Ellison with good yardage. Yeah, especially as a freshman. With problem is not enough there from the rest of the team, not enough there on defense. But overall, a great game at Syracuse in week 2. Looking forward to next week. I believe we'll pull that up right now. Look forward to seeing Alright, so this is the current roster of League 1. As you can see, Syracuse, Ohio, Appalachian State, Central Michigan University, University of Central Florida, Indiana University, and United States Naval Academy. Looking forward to your broadcast for next week. It's going to be Navy at Connecticut, and Syracuse at another user game, Central Michigan, user Blitzed Creek. So we hope that you guys will follow us on Twitch. We'll try to get things updated, but especially with user games, scheduling can be last minute and difficult, and technical issues, which we try our best to mitigate. But we hope you join us when we go live. And that is what we're looking at next week. We're glad you enjoyed the game, and as Coach Spectre likes to say, kick ass next week.